One day in 1942 or 1943, a young girl came before my eyes. Today the world calls her Lata Mangeshkar. She was wearing a white sari and I asked her to sing and she sang me a song. A few days later, she recorded Hai Chhore Ki Jaat Badi Bewafa with the famous playback singer of the era, G.M. Durrani. It was a duet and I had composed for Chandni Raat and she sang it with great feeling. She then sang my songs in Dulari and Andaz. The first song we recorded for Andaz was Darna Mohabbat Kar Le, which was recorded by Kaushik Sahab. I remember the poor girl would come by train to the studio, drenched, holding her umbrella in her hands. I used to offer her tea. She was always very affectionate. If I felt unwell, she would come to my house to see me. Her decency and her affectionate nature are praiseworthy. She has such intelligence and perception and immediately understands how a song must be sung. Her singing ranges across a full octave from C3 to C5, and she can reach as low as G in the alto range. She can sing half notes too, and through time has increased the range of her voice and sings from 1 octave to 1.5 octaves effortlessly. Have you heard Bekas Pe Karam Kijiye from Mughal-e-Azam? In that naat, she reaches F natural and sings an even higher pitch. Some singers sing to make money. For another kind of singer, singing is devotion and prayer. From the very beginning, Lata has had this devotion. She sits in front of a statue of Goddess Saraswati and practices every morning, whether or not she is recording a song on that day. Unless singers believe they are remembering God through music, their singing will never have an effect on the heart. Lata's respect and love for music is a form of worship. When she used to record a song, she would leave her chappals at the studio door, as one does when entering a temple. Her actions proved she has never regarded singing as a profession, but a form of religion. Rafi Sahab and Lataji sang many duets together, and music lovers unfamiliar with their names have never said when listening to their songs, Muhammad Rafi is a Muslim and Lata Mangeshkar is a Hindu. This is because music is a creed in itself. I believe when God created the world, He gave it one image and man then created boundaries. The one thing that has never been bound in chains is music. It breaks all frontiers, carrying a message of love from one country to another. In sacred temples in Ayodhya, Mathura or Benares, people can hear the bhajan Man Tarapat Hari Darshan Ko Aaj. I long for the sight of Lord Krishna. And at the shrine of Khwaja Gharib Nawaz or Dewa Sharif, a voice echoed, Bekas Pe Karam Kijiye, Sarkar-e Madina. Show grace to the weak, O Master of Madina. Those holy men, those Sufis, did not know a Brahmin girl called Lata Mangeshkar was singing that naat. When Lata first came on the scene, music directors such as me and others more learned and experienced, including Ghulam Haidar, Anil Biswas, C. Ramachandra, Khemchand Prakash, and Shyam Sundar, were composing music. These excellent composers guided Lata onto a fine path. A guide shows the way, but the traveler must have strong feet in order to walk the path. Some places can never be filled. Kundan Lal Saigal, Muhammad Rafi, Mukesh, Hemant Kumar have gone and their places are left empty. May God keep Lata Mangeshkar alive and well for 1,000 years. But I will say that her place will always remain empty. She cannot be replaced. আমার বোধহয় আর বলার দরকার নেই যে কার লেখা থেকে এটা পড়ে শোনালাম। তিনি আর কেউ নন, স্বয়ং নওশাদ সাহেব, নওশাদ আলী, যার সঙ্গীত আপনারা সকলেই শুনেছেন। অসংখ্য উল্লেখযোগ্য সঙ্গীত তিনি সৃষ্টি করেছেন, তার মধ্যে একটি নাম তো এই রচনার মধ্যেই এলো, মুঘলে আজম। আজকে যেহেতু লতা মঙ্গেশকরের 91তম জন্মদিন, আমার মনে হলো আপনাদের আমার কবিতার অধিবেশনে স্বাগত জানাই। আজকে তাকে স্মরণ করি, তাকে আমরা শ্রদ্ধা জানাই। কিন্তু তাকে আমি কিভাবে শ্রদ্ধা জানাবো? আমি তো গান গাইতে পারি না, কবিতা হয়তো 2-4টে তবু পড়তে পারি, কবিতা পড়ে শোনানো যেত। কিন্তু মনে হলো তাকে নিয়ে যেসব গুণীজন কিছু কিছু লিখেছেন, সেগুলো থেকে 1টি 2টি 3টি লেখা আপনাদেরকে পড়ে শোনাই। প্রথমে নওশাদ সাহেবের লেখা দিয়ে শুরু করলাম, আর সেই সঙ্গে খানিকটা ক্ষমা চেয়ে নেওয়া দরকার, কারণ অনেক দিন রেকর্ড করছিলাম না। বন্ধুবান্ধবরা বারবার তাড়া দিচ্ছিলেন যে কেন করছি না। আসলে সুনীলদার স্মরণে 7 দিন করবার পরে মনে হলো একটা বিরতির বোধহয় প্রয়োজন। তাই আজকে যখন ফিরে এলাম, ভাবলাম কবিতা না পড়ে গদ্য পড়ে শোনাই, এবং এমন একজন মানুষকে নিয়ে পড়ে শোনাই যাকে চেনেন না এমন ভারতবাসী একজনও নেই। তিনি যদি গান বাজনা নাও ভালোবাসেন, তবু তাকে এর গান শুনতে হবে। এবং তিনি কোন ভাষায় কথা বলেন সেটা বড় কথা নয়, কারণ লতা মঙ্গেশকর ভারতের সব ভাষাতেই গান করেছেন, বিদেশি ভাষাতেও করেছেন, কিন্তু ভারতবর্ষের সব ভাষাতেই তিনি গান করেছেন। সবচেয়ে বেশি গান অবশ্যই হিন্দি ভাষায় করেছেন, এবং তারপরে আমার যতদূর ধারণা বাংলা এবং মারাঠি। কিন্তু তিনি গোয়ানিজ ভাষাতেও গান গেয়েছেন, আবার দক্ষিণের ভাষাতেও গান গেয়েছেন, গুজরাটিতেও গান গেয়েছেন। তিনি তো এক এবং অনন্য, তার তুলনা তিনি নিজেই। তাকে নিয়ে কোনো কথা বলাই আমার মানায় না। তাকে নিয়ে কত লক্ষ শব্দ লেখা যায়, লেখা হয়েওছে, আগামী দিনেও হবে, তবু বোধহয় তার মূল্যায়ন করা সম্ভব নয়, কারণ তিনি সত্যিই অনন্যা। আর কথা বাড়াবো না, এবারে চলে যাই যার লেখায় তিনি লতা মঙ্গেশকরের সঙ্গে অনেক গান গেয়েছেন, বিখ্যাত, তাদের প্রচুর সেসব গান সুপারহিট হয়েছে। তেমনই একজন আমাদের অত্যন্ত আপনজন মান্না দে, তার লেখা একটি পড়ি লতাজিকে নিয়ে। My first encounter with Lataji was way back in 1950. I had heard her voice and knew she was a new force in the music world. Soon after that, we went to record a classical number together for Anil Biswas. It was a difficult song, and in the film, the hero is a singer and is supposed to teach the heroine how to sing. I rehearsed the song for 7 or 8 days and was fairly ready. Then Lata was called to rehearse. In a single day, she learned the song so well. I thought she was singing it better than me. So I tightened my belt and got prepared for the recording. The way she sang, it sounded as though I wasn't teaching her, but she was teaching me. The heroine was leading all the way. Some time later, we formed the Playback Artists Association, and my friend, the late Mukesh, was the president. Lata and I were vice presidents. We would meet many times to discuss things, how to go about improving our lot, how to deal with different situations and problems with producers, and finally we would end up sharing a hearty meal together. Sometimes we met at my house and sometimes at Lata's house. Lataji would look after everyone, and after the meeting ended, we were offered some delicious tandoori chicken. Mukesh, who was a very dear friend, enjoyed the occasional evening drink. And so when Lata asked him, "Mukesh Bhaiya, is everything all right?" he replied, everything is fine, but since that is missing, the chicken tastes more like crow. But we were at Lataji's place and having alcohol was out, most definitely. She never liked it, and rightly so. I would not say we playback singers created history or anything like that. Playback singing was introduced in the 1940s, and before that it was the time of the singing star. Even my uncle K.C. Dey sang his own songs. Saigal Sahab used to sing his own songs. So did Pankaj Malik and Kanan Devi. When playback singing was introduced, different singing styles were heard. When Rajkumari ji or Zohrabai sang, each had a distinct style. Then there was Geeta Roy, and her singing was altogether different. When Lataji came on the scene, I felt her singing was definitely far better than anything I had heard before. Her voice is also very cultured. Among us male singers, Rafi Sahab, then Mukesh, Talat Sahib, Hemant Kumar, we all became quite popular. We all had a different style of singing. But when Lataji sang with me, I was aware I had to improve my own singing because she was a perfect sort of singer. I had to be very careful when singing with her. All the other singers must have felt the same way too. I've always felt singing for her was like prayer or worship. When she entered the recording studio, she would take off her chappals, which we never did, but she still does. Singing duets with Lataji is an experience in itself. First of all, no pitch is a problem for her. She can sing any pitch. Naturally, a male singer has better pitch than most female singers, but that didn't apply to Lataji or Ashaji. Suppose we were singing for Shankar Jaikishan, I could see she could effortlessly reach all the high notes. She had no physical mannerisms whatsoever when she sang. She was so calm and collected. It was a real lesson to me. I've always learned from her. She was a singer who would never falter or hesitate. Once she had made up her mind and rehearsed, she never made mistakes. I did. She didn't. No one needed to tell her what to do when singing. But I was told, sing very low, now the higher note, go back a little, and all kinds of things. When recording, she would suddenly sing a harkat in a way that was electrifying. I'd forget my own lines. I remember we were once singing a duet for Salil Chaudhary, a very entertaining song, Aisore Papi Bichua, for Madhumati. Lata was asked to give some sort of an expression at one point in the song. So I sang a line, and as I finished, she sang "Ui Ui Ui" or something like that. I was taken aback and stopped. She's alive to all situations, and as far as her singing is concerned, ask her to express any situation and she can do it. I think she does justice to every song. I have memories of singing some great duets with her. Every time we worked together, I knew the song could have been no better. Remember when Lata and I sang Aaja Sanam Madhur Chandni Mein Hum, Tum Mile To Virane Mein Bhi Aa Jayegi Bahar, Jhoomne Laga Aasman. Come, my beloved, let us meet in the sweet moonlight. Spring will come to the wilderness and the skies will dance for joy. এই তো গেল মান্নাদের স্মৃতিচারণ। মান্না দে এবং লতা মঙ্গেশকর বেশ কিছু যুগল সঙ্গীত আমাদেরকে শুনিয়েছেন, বিশেষ করে রাজ কাপুরের ছবিতে এবং ওই সময়ের আরও অন্যান্য ছবিতে। তারপরে অবশ্য একটা সময় এলো যখন মান্না দে আর খুব একটা ডুয়েট গাইছেন না, উনি নিজেই গান গাইতে শুরু করলেন, কিন্তু তারা যেগুলো সৃষ্টি করেছেন সেগুলো অমর হয়ে রয়েছে। আর খুব দীর্ঘ করব না এই ভিডিওটি, কিন্তু আর একটি লেখা আমাকে পড়তেই হবে। তিনি আর কেউ নন, স্বয়ং দিলীপ কুমার। তার লেখা দিয়েই আজকের এই শ্রদ্ধার্ঘ্যটি শেষ করব। Asking what effect Lata has is like asking what effect magic has. I have sat by her many times while she has recorded a song and asked myself, what is the effect her singing is having on me? Her voice felt like a sensation running through the body, a mild, stimulating electric current touching mind and heart. Its quality is crystalline and immersed in melody. Although her voice is thin, it has a superior quality. She does not neglect it as time goes by and keeps developing it. Her discipline in work and practice has not been affected by her success. She continues to be untouched by fame. It might seem as though she were influenced by it, but this is just an outward impression, perhaps to avoid intrusion. The artist in her has remained intact. She is very self-contained person. She is a very self-contained person. She may give the impression of being a complex person, but she isn't. She chooses to preserve herself. She does not want other things to come too close. This solitude is an essential characteristic of all artists. There are other good singers, but no one has equaled her refinement. It is very difficult for anyone to compete with Lata Mangeshkar because there is so much of her in everyone who cares for music. Her voice creates a tremor in people. I think when you hear something very beautiful, it has that kind of impact. Today's singers can never reach the heights Lata has because their output is often filled with noise. Today's music is orchestrated noise, and so no one can hope to equal her. Many people tell me, you know, in such and such film, you did something really wonderful in that scene. I can never forget it. What is it? What is that special thing that has entered the psyche of the audience? I myself have forgotten what that was. I am sure Lata does not remember either what she has brought to her songs, but for other people, all the variations and inflections have moved them deeply. Lata Mangeshkar's songs are a part of our lives and memory. That voice, the notes she sings, that atmosphere, that suffering, that happiness, that pain of separation. This artist's beautiful voice is imprinted on all hearts. Your heart bears her imprint and my heart bears her imprint. And so there are an infinite number of hearts that carry the mark of Lata. আজকে এই তিনটি লেখা দিয়েই তাকে স্মরণ করলাম। যে বইটি থেকে এই লেখাগুলি পড়ে শোনালাম, এটি একটি অসাধারণ গ্রন্থ, লতা মঙ্গেশকর ইন হার ওন ভয়েস, কনভারসেশনস উইথ নাসরিন মুন্নি কবির। এই বইটি আপনারা যারা সঙ্গীত ভালোবাসেন, যারা লতাজির গান শুনতে ভালোবাসেন, তারা নিশ্চয়ই সংগ্রহ করবেন, যদি না তারা সংগ্রহ এতদিনে করে থাকেন। বেশ কয়েক বছর আগে প্রকাশিত হয়েছিল, আশা করি এখনও পাওয়া যায়। তো জানি না কেমন লাগলো, আমি চেষ্টা করলাম আমার মতো করে তাকে শ্রদ্ধা জানাতে। আর এরপরে আবার যেরকম অন্যান্য দিনে ফিরে আসি কবিতা নিয়ে, তেমন তো ফিরে আসবই। ততক্ষণ আপনারা সকলে ভালো থাকুন এবং সময় করে সুযোগ বুঝে একবার ইউটিউবে গিয়ে আমার ইউটিউব চ্যানেলটির সাবস্ক্রিপশন করতে কিন্তু ভুলবেন না, এটা অবশ্য জরুরি। এবং যদি ভালো লাগে কোনো ভিডিও, তাহলে সাবস্ক্রিপশনের সঙ্গে সঙ্গে সেই ভিডিওর নিচে একটি লাইক বাটন থাকে, সেটাতেও একবার নরম আঙুলের ছোঁয়া দেবেন, তাতে আমার খুব উপকার হবে এবং আপনারাও ক্রমাগত জানতে পারবেন আমি নতুন নতুন আর কি ভিডিও তৈরি করে আপলোড করছি। সকলে ভালো থাকবেন, শুভরাত্রি, নমস্কার।